The Marvel Cinematic Universe has hardly been known for its desire to kill off major characters, and on those rare occasions when the franchise's biggest names have bitten the dust, they've either returned from the dead or been heavily linked with a comeback before their on-screen counterparts have even gone cold. Agent Coulson was murdered by Loki in The Avengers but went on to headline a TV series that ran for 7 seasons, while Tom Hiddleston's Trickster was killed by Thanos, but some time travel shenanigans see him getting his own Disney Plus show in June. Sebastian Stan is also currently part of a streaming exclusive despite dying in his Marvel debut a decade ago. Guardians of the Galaxy's Groot returned in a much smaller and more marketable form. Nick Fury got the fake-out death in Captain America: Civil War, and the list goes on and on. It's hard to give death any real stakes in the MCU when it's been positioned as a relatively easy obstacle to overcome, and even in the case of Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and Chris Evans' Captain America, writing both of them out of the mythology in Avengers, Endgame hasn't stopped a multitude of reports from making the rounds that say they'll both be back sooner rather than later. In any case, insider Daniel Richtman is reporting that Spider-Man: No Way Home is going to kill off some significant characters, but the tipster doesn't divulge any details such as the who, what, where, when and why, all of which are important when we're talking about a multiversal epic. 2 massive quality-of-life features will be present in Resident Evil Village from day one. Spotted by Where's Barry over on Twitter, recent footage released for the survival horror sequel confirms that a photo mode will be available, allowing players to take pictures during cutscenes and general gameplay. We fully expect the internet to be overrun by images of Lady Dimitrescu within minutes of launch next month, many of which will almost certainly be NSFW in nature. Realistically, the concept of alternate realities could always lead to even more fake-outs, but having lost his Uncle Ben and then Tony Stark, surely the last thing Tom Holland's Peter Parker needs to suffer through is more tragedy. That is, of course, assuming Capcom has no restrictions in place to combat misuse, but such attempts are largely futile, as modders will always find a way. Similar to Mr. X in 2019's Resident Evil 2 remake, the aforementioned Castellan has become something of an online sensation since she was revealed due to her striking visage and abnormal size. Indeed, at just shy of 10 feet tall, fans are eager to find out the cause of Dimitrescu's exceptional growth spurt or, perhaps more accurately, what man-made virus has triggered the mutation. Answers to all of these burning questions will reveal themselves in due time, no doubt. As for the second noteworthy addition, the series' 8th mainline installment, unlike its predecessor, will allow players to skip cutscenes at their leisure, making repeat playthroughs and speed runs far less frustrating than Ethan Winda's encounter with the Baker family. A very welcome addition, to say the least. Resident Evil Village launches May 7 for Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4, PS5 and PC. Be sure to check back next week for all the latest reveals. We're expecting an official release date for the demo very soon, from Capcom's second and likely final showcase.